They are close. But these kind of things have to be tightened up. And let's take a look at this set. It's one of their pet sets. They love running this. Nobody else in the league runs this kind of a set. They put Booker underneath the rim, and he's going to come off this screen all the way up, and then DeAndre Ayton is going to run a dribble handoff. They're trying to get Booker right here, this area for a three-point shot. Bucks actually defend the initial action pretty well. You get a little switch there. Booker ends up with an open shot, but watch what happens after. This just can't happen. So here's Devin Booker. He missed the shot. The ball right now is on the rim. Pretty good box out right here by Middleton. You've got inside position with 2 Bucks here. Here's the problem. This ball is going to end up near the foul line. P.J. Tucker can't do this. You cannot leak out. Drew Holiday's flat-footed. He needs to get here to pick up this loose ball. He doesn't do it. Instead, Devin Booker beats him to the spot. This has to be Milwaukee basketball. And then once they get it, Scott, this is what I was talking about earlier, the over-penetration. This is what the Bucks are doing all night long. They're flooding to the lane on all penetration, and nobody in the league floats baseline better than this team. If you drive baseline from one side, you get baseline from the other side.
Yep,
because it's how you create the passing lane and the vision right there. Cam Johnson, great read. Booker with the kick. 3 points off of a play that you should have gotten a defensive rebound. Here once again, a little bit of a busted play. Bridges with the drop off to Ayton. And again, look at how much activity is in this lane. 3 bodies. Brook Lopez is out here sort of lost. His head is turned on the play, but once again, we're going to float base. Drive base, float base. And this is even their center making this play. A very difficult pass in traffic for DeAndre Ayton. But this, again, it's off a little bit of a broken play, and you end up with a corner 3 because, one, that's something that you work on in camp. That starts in training camp, the drive base, float base. And you get that ball moving around the horn. You had the 10-pass possession in the highlight earlier.
Crazy.
That had multiple drive base, kick base that guys turned down. So it's not just the loose balls you don't get. It's what happens at the end of that. It is so devastating to give up threes on plays when you're supposed to have a defensive rebound to give yourself a chance to compete. Budenholzer hit it on the head. They're going to see the film. They're going to see 8 to 10 of those types of plays where the Suns get multiple opportunities on the same possession that ends up with a 3-point shot.
Giannis goes for over 40. We've hammered home the point that the backcourt's got to score more. I think Middleton will. He's done it time and time again throughout these playoffs. Just go back and look at what he did. Look how good he was in that net series in against Atlanta as well. I mean, he produced in big ways. But what Budenholzer said, right, we got better. Maybe. But how do you convince yourself that you really did? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a team, how do you organically make that grow and buy it?
I think you know that, first of all, as a team, when you come off the floor, you know what kind of energy you expended out there. And they felt like tonight, much more preparation into it, much more sweat. They left some skin on the floor. They did not do that in the first game. So that's the first thing. You do feel better about the fact that you played that hard. I see what you're saying, though. Is it demoralizing if at the end of that you still give up close to 120 points? You still give up 20 made threes at the end of that? Yes, that is demoralizing. But I think what they are again going to do, and they did it clearly from game 1 to game 2 with some adjustments defensively, it's what we were just talking about. We have to cut down on these types of possessions where they're punishing us at the end of a possession in which we did everything right for 20 seconds and don't secure the basketball. That's what they're going to hang their hat on. They've got 2 days to go take a look at film, to walk through some stuff. Look, Middleton, bottom line is you got to put the ball in the basket. He's not a guy that's wilting under the light. He's just not that kind of guy. He has shown you before in big moments what he's capable of doing. I'm not worried about that.
I agree.
He has to get rolling. I expect him to do that at home. They clearly had an intention to get Drew Holiday going tonight, Scott, at the start of the game. Very first possession, they ran a play for him to get him a look at the three-point line. He just can't put the ball in the basket tonight.
Yeah.
So you got 2 guys struggling. Giannis trying to do more right now than he's probably capable of to get this team a win.
I just wonder, we saw it last night with the Lightning in the Stanley Cup. Like, anytime they lost, they won. And the Bucks haven't lost a bunch, but they've typically, if they've lost, they've come back out and won. So now you find yourself in this 2-0 hole. They've been there before against the Nets, and they were able to dig their way out of it. Getting back home, that gives you everything's on the table for them to get game 3, and then all of a sudden the mood changes.
Different animal. This is a different team.
I agree.
This is now 13-2 in their last 15 games in the playoffs.
I'm just saying, to the point of trying to make yourself believe what Budenholzer said.
Hey, we want people to watch Game 3, so I'm not trying to say that this is over with by any means. The Bucks can definitely win both games at home.
Sure.
But right now, you're looking at this team and you're saying, what can we do to slow them down? And the main thing right now you need more than anything else, you need Chris Middleton to show up in a big way of the first half of Game 3. That's going to calm them down tremendously, and it's also going to force the Suns to take the ball out of the net a little bit more, which gives you an opportunity to, again, play in half-court defense and not give up some of that early surge up the floor where he got some threes.
I'm animated just because I feel like I always back Middleton. I feel like people want to act like he's not what he is. He's proven to be an all-star. My guy Stanford Steve says you overreact to what you saw most recently. Go look at his game log through the playoffs. He's been a star throughout the playoffs. Wasn't tonight. Going to need to